Okay, what I'm holding right now is the form of my snake that I'm going to be paper macheing later. I'm going to show you right now how to do that. I need some newspaper, and what I'm going to do is begin maybe with like a half sheet. I'm going to wad up the shape that's going to be the head of my snake. All I need for this part of the lesson is masking tape that we'll share at our tables and newspaper. So I'm going to go ahead and just secure a couple pieces of masking tape to kind of pinch together and mold out kind of the shape of the snake's head. It doesn't have to be perfect. When you go ahead later and add the paper mache paste and the paper on top, you can then squish it and mold it, make it flatter. You can do whatever you want to do with it. Next, I'm going to take another half sheet about. There's a few different ways I can do it. Sometimes I like to kind of roll it out this way and then maybe fold it in half and twist. This is going to start to make the snake's body, and I can even fold it in half again. So I'm going to take some more tape because I'm going to try to attach this to the head of my snake to start making the snake's body. So I'm going to start on my head and I'm going to wrap it around, and there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's just experimentation and adding more tape. It's kind of secured, so I'm going to get some more tape. We're going to be using quite a bit of masking tape, and that's okay because we really want that initial shape or form to be pretty secure before we add the wet paste to it. So I see one more spot that I could really kind of stick down, so I'm going to put something right there. So now I can begin like this one, creating my snake in a windy, twisty pattern. We don't want to make these too big, but we want lots of curves and bends in them so that they'll be interesting to look at. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing, roll the paper up, twist it, get it nice and tight and dense. And I'm going to attach this. Now I can already start to kind of curve it and mold it and shape it if I want it to curl around. So I'm going to go ahead and attach these two pieces together. I usually overlap them a little bit. Instead of just trying to make the two ends come together like this, I tape them like this. They're a little more secure that way. Let's say I want this to twist even more this way. I can keep twisting this paper so it's nice and tight. And then I can add some tape to it. And it's staying, it's keeping that arch or bend. Whoops, I just broke my tape there. All right, let me do one more. So I'm going to go ahead again and fold this, fold it again, twist it. And like I said, when I put these together, if I overlap them a little bit, instead of like this, they'll be a lot more secure. I'm going to get some tape for myself. The nice thing about masking tape is you can just tear it. You don't need scissors. I could even make this one kind of curl around if I keep twisting this. I could make it kind of curl into itself a little bit. I'm just kind of wrapping this tape around. I could even have it come back out again. I think I'll do. So I pulled the snake, the paper back the other way. I'm taping that. But notice it popped right back, so I can put some more twists in it. And I can try to tape those into place. So now it's kind of staying like that. I might give it one more just to hold it in place. Make sure it's nice and if I want my snake tail to get real pointy at the end, I can grab a little piece and I can twist it tight. So I have something like this. So now I've got this snake, I've got this snake, so there's all kinds of different forms that you can do. Okay, to begin paper macheing my snake, this is the one I started with, so I'll go ahead and keep working on it. I am going to go ahead and tear myself strips of newspaper. You don't need to cut them, they don't need to be perfect. They can even be little pieces and squares too, but here's a good start. I am going to dip it into my paper mache paste. All paper mache paste is just like a sticky glue water. Feels kind of slimy. When I put my paper into my bowl, I don't want to drip it everywhere across my table, so I take my finger and I kind of skim some of it off. I can go ahead then and begin to put it onto my snake, wrapping it around and smoothing it as I go. So I'm going to start by covering the head. Now, the head, boys and girls, you might want to use smaller pieces for. So I'm just kind of setting it on top and getting it wet with paste. And I dip it and I get it off, get the excess off or the extra. And sometimes it's so wet that I can just add the newspaper right on top and kind of smooth it with my hand so there's not lumps and things sticking out. And I'm just going to go ahead and keep adding more strips and paste. I can go ahead and start to wrap it. If it bubbles up like that, I want to smooth it down. And I'm going to go ahead and cover this snake entirely with the paste. I have enough on my hands right now, I didn't even need to dip it. So the whole thing needs to be covered with a layer of newspaper. You could put it on your fingers if you don't want to dip. It's up to you. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to go ahead and keep adding my newspaper to it and completely cover this whole entire thing with paper mache paste and a new layer of wet soaked newspaper with the paper mache paste.